News 7x7 is a unique channel dedicated to the news from dairy industry. Every week you receive brief on top 7 dairy news on this YouTube channel from India and abroad. These news could be seen in detail on our channel dairynews7x7.com also. You may write in the comment box on the dairy topics of your interest. We will try to develop news feature on the same. Your constant feedback and patronage to this channel is our source of top 7 dairy news from the week of August 15th will cover. Milk price hike likely to lift August CPI by 0.1 to 0.3%. Meenesh Shah to hold charge as NDDB chief for 6 more months. Dairy farmers call off state after CM's assurance in Punjab. Recent milk price hike to limit drop in profitability for organized dairies. ID Fresh Food expands in dairy with ghee. Fonterra and DSM introduce precision fermentation for dairy-like proteins. Study shows Brucella problem for raw dairy products in Tunisia. This week's news of the week is about impact of milk price hike on consumer price index. The recent hike in milk prices by major dairy companies of India is likely to lift CPI inflation for August by 10 to 30 basis points. In the CPI basket, the milk and products item carries a weightage of 6.61 and represents 16.92% of the consumer food price index. Increase in milk prices reflects the pass-through of higher costs borne by producers from feedstock to logistics as well as overall operational cost, including energy. It will add to the buoyancy in inflation numbers. India's annual inflation based on the consumer price index fell to a 5-month low of 6.71% in July, primarily on account of a sequential decline in prices of vegetables and edible oils. July's inflation print was impacted partly by a favorable base. If the overall index remains the same at 173.4, in August retail inflation will decline to 6.45% purely because of the base effect. However, higher milk prices will partly offset the impact of a high base, according to economists. ICICI Bank expects an addition of 20 to 25 BPS in the retail inflation print for August because of the price rise. The projection is in line with Sunidhi Securities, which sees the addition of 22 to 24 BPS in the inflation rate during the month. Equirus Group economist Anita Rangan said the increase in price could translate to a 30 BPS hike in inflation. Within milk and products, milk alone has a 6.42% weightage and therefore the direct impact on price hike is very high, adding to the transportation cost and other costs. The additional impact on prepared foods on rise in milk cost could be an added inflationary pressure, she said. IDFC First Bank's India economist Gaura Sen Gupta sees an increase of 12 BPS in the inflation rate. Since the increase in prices is effective from mid-August, the 2 per litre increase would translate into 1.9% month-on-month rise in retail milk prices in the current month. This would increase headline CPI by 12 BPS in August. HDFC Bank also expects the impact of 10 BPS on August CPI inflation. The centre has extended the tenure of Meenesh Shah, an executive director of National Dairy Development Board NDDB, to hold charge as chairman of the premier organization for another 6 months until November 30, 2022. The post of a full-time chairman of NDDB has been vacant since December 2020. It is very unfortunate that the government has not been able to find a suitable expert to head NDDB during last 20 months, and even the approval of extension is coming late, meaning asking the person unofficially to continue without an order or notification, said a dairy expert. Milk supply in the city will return to normalcy starting Saturday as the Progressive Dairy Farmer Association PDFA and Bharatiya Kisan Union BKU Qadian called off their indefinite sit-in to mark their protest against the state government outside the Verka milk plant on Firozpur Road after last 3 days. Protesters claimed after the government confirmed a Rs 55 per kg fat increase, only Milkfed had been providing its share of Rs 20 per kg fat, but the state government had failed to release the remaining 35 Rs per kg fat payments for the farmers. CM has promised that the remaining payment of Rs 35 per kg fat will be released to the farmers by September 15th. The payment will be made starting from May 21. A latest CRISIL rating report showed that the recent hike in retail milk price by Rs 2 per litre will limit the slide in profitability of the organised dairy sector to 0.5% on year this fiscal. This is despite a higher than anticipated rise in procurement prices and transport and packaging costs. Despite lower profitability, comfortable balance sheets and better working capital management will keep the credit profiles of players stable. Anand Kulkarni, Director CRISIL Ratings, said, milk procurement prices have shot up 8 to 10% in the past 6 months because of lower than expected milk collection on account of cattle diseases in some of the major milk producing states and high prices of cattle feed. The CRISIL analysis also noted that the demand drivers remained strong. After entering the dairy segment with curd and paneer, ID Fresh Food is strengthening its presence in the category with the introduction of ghee. This year, the company raked in rupees 100 crores from its dairy portfolio, and with the launch of ghee this month, it expects to take it more than rupees 200 crore in 3 to 4 years. Rahul Gandhi, Chief Marketing Officer, ID, says dairies is an attractive segment and ID is a serious dairy player in the geographies it operates. We have had success with paneer and curd. ID Paneer on any e-commerce platform will have a market share in the mid to high 20s, say Rahul. Fonterra and Royal DSM are launching a startup seeking to commercialize fermentation derived proteins with dairy-like properties in what is described as a complementary nutrition partnership, as per Jonathan Boswell, Director. As consumer preferences continue to evolve, we see both dairy and other sources of nutrition playing a complementary role in consumer choice. Precision fermentation is utilized in everything from dairy to infant nutrition. The new startup is an exciting opportunity to combine DSM's world-leading expertise in precision fermentation science and technology with Fonterra's world-leading dairy science and technology, says Komal Mistry Mehta, Chief Innovation and Brand Officer at Fonterra. High Brucella contamination rates have been found in 86.2% of ricotta, 69.6% of fresh cheese and 72.5% of raw milk samples in Tunisia, posing a serious risk to consumers. A study investigated the occurrence of Brucella in 200 raw milk, ricotta and artisan fresh cheese samples collected from 4 districts in Tunisia. Results are based on Brucella DNA detection and don't differentiate between live or dead bacteria. The DNA of Brucella was found in 150 of 200 samples. Brucella abortus was detected in 47 samples and Brucella melitensis in 8. Almost half of the tested products had both species. Scientists said milk pooling is the main source of the double contamination. Pooling of milk at the farm and at collection center is a routine procedure in Tunisia.
Thanks for watching Dairy News 7x7 channel with news update from last 7 days. To continue receiving update from this channel, I Kuldeep Sharma request you to subscribe this channel and share and like the video, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.